Okay, hi Year 13. I've borrowed Miss Chiana, who's very helpfully filming this because I wanted to send you this little video about the analysis.
Hi.
So here we have the 2017 papers. You know where this is. This is outside my room, room 43. And here we have the 2018 papers, Year 12 and Year 13 content. I'm going to send you these pictures so you'll be able to see them more clearly, but I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. So we can see there's a few gaps. The biggest gap here, which hasn't been assessed at all, is this whole section here, Module 6, genetics. Okay, so I've written down a few notes here. Here are things that could come up. So genetics hasn't been assessed at all. Multiple alleles, like codominance, sex linkage, and I think maybe the mechanisms behind those, so the actual protein mechanisms, so why are two alleles codominant, or how does one allele mask the effect of another allele? The mechanisms for epistasis, I think that could be something, because it kind of links into also how the cell works and how the organelles work together to produce proteins, which hasn't come up. Okay, in photosynthesis, we've got a bit of a gap over here, so it could be maybe light independent. I've got a bit of a feeling about that, maybe the Calvin cycle, because we've already had quite a bit on respiration, but we haven't had anything to do with the light independent. Kidney, that hasn't really come up very much. I think maybe the loop of Henle, maybe. And then other things, maybe succession, that hasn't come up at all. That could be something, and we could kind of combine that, because obviously the unified paper is about combining different areas. Succession could also sort of draw in transects and sampling plants. So maybe we could have something about sand dunes, running a transect from the sea into the sand dune, and sort of how you would measure that and what it would look like, maybe. Other things that haven't come up really, plants is a bit of an area. So we've got stuff like plant transport, phloem. We've got plant defences, haven't come up, and plant hormones. So maybe there's a question that could bring all those together. Make sure you know about callose and how that works as a defence. So really, I'm going to send these out, and if you look at these two things, I won't go through them in detail now, but look at anything that hasn't been highlighted on these two predictions slides. That's stuff that hasn't come up this year and hasn't come up last year. So that is stuff that you really should need to know. The prediction rate on this last diversity paper was not so good. It was only 44% of the marks came up, compared to 70% in the first one. But it does seem like there are some gaps there, so you should make sure that you kind of know those gaps, because the unified paper should address those gaps. And if we look at last year, actually, that's what happened. Last year, same, pink was processes, green was diversity, and the orange bits tended to slot in the gaps. So that's what we're hoping for. So good luck on Monday, and I'm going to send all this round. Thanks, Miss Gianna.
Good luck. Bye.